Now we're recording. Wait. Now we're recording. All right. So, talked to Jeff this morning, roll in, and Jeff, one of our athletes, he said he's a little sleepy, he's tired. And I proceed to say, oh, you haven't had your coffee yet. Had no idea what was about to happen. So he goes, so I said, we kind of get into it. How much coffee you have? You drink coffee every day? The answer was yes. So he drinks coffee every day. And then I said, I know the important question after this, coffee, in itself, in my opinion, is, it's great. But it's what people put in it. And so I said, hey, what do you put in it? And then, he obviously talks about French vanilla creamer, right? And so I know exactly what this is because at work, at our morning meeting, right in the office there, right by the coffee, is this huge tub. I'm going to say tub. It's like a pump dispenser. I want to say it's at least a gallon. At least a gallon of one pump equals one little creamer French vanilla. And so, from the moment I got there and I'm, just kind of observing people go in there and they get a cup of coffee and they proceed to pump, not once, and not twice. It's, a good 5 to 12 times, I would say. And then on, even after that, even after you think they're done, they pump again. So we're not there at this level, but he, understand, he says two little creamers, each cup of coffee. So, most people I'll say do not have just one cup of coffee. And in my opinion, most people put things into their coffee. So again, I have no idea, but just from my comments, so I posted a comment on Facebook just to, hey, who drinks coffee and what do you put in it? What do you put in it? And here come all of the answers. And so number one, there's a lot of options. Very few people said straight black. And, I remember growing up seeing my dad drink, black coffee. In fact, though, eventually had it. But I remember, sugar cubes and, then when I really had observed other people having coffee, they would put creamer or milk and, sugar, and that's just what it was. I remember even growing up, we had a sugar bowl, and the sugar bowl typically had this I put it in my cereal, right? Anytime I got sugar, I would open this lid and in was a black spot, right? And I always I wondered what that was, and now I know it was, people dipping their coffee into the, into the sugar thing, with their spoon, stirring it up, and then kind of getting another scoop of sugar, which then proceeds to get the coffee onto the sugar, which creates the black, little lump of sugar. Not sure anyone knows what I'm talking about, but either way, most people put in just different garbage into the coffee. And the more that I think about it, and I came across it, I believe the coffee bean, and when you get when you talk to serious coffee drinkers, they enjoy the bean and the coffee and the brewing, and there's tons of different ways to have your coffee, tons of different options for your coffee, right? And but most people put garbage in and they never get to taste the real coffee bean or how it was brewed or anything. And so they're just, they're drinking, they're just flavoring this up and just get addicted to, French vanilla or, hazelnut. you name the flavors, whatever you want. And it's garbage. And not on that, right? Okay, once in a while, no big deal. But now we're talking every single day in and day out. And it's part of the routine, right? And I get it. You wake up, you get a cup of coffee, and it's you don't even think about it, but it is what goes in there is what goes in there, and it's every day. There's no, just on the weekends. Most coffee is like this. So if you put in basically, and if you put in your coffee, if you put this thing every single day, you gotta understand what you're doing to your body day in and day out. Day in and day out, you are putting this into your body and you don't even think about it. And that's what you have to change, that habit, that ritual. You have to stop doing that. You have to exchange that, tone that down. And I'm not going to go into it now because I'm almost at the box, but Ava has went on a serious journey with her coffee and how she added it. In fact, I think we'll get a video or an audio I have her record on her story of, going from like just those pink packets or, sugar, or like even though thinking those pink, white, yellow packets at the restaurants are, good for you, or they're, better than sugar. And then, found out that wasn't good. That's not the right thing. So now you put, agave syrup or something of that sort. And you just keep working yourself into different bad things. And so you're just masking the taste of the coffee. Either way, got a lot of response. So I appreciate the response for the coffee. And I think this is a topic, just morning things in general that we will, I'm going to say talk about. So appreciate it. We'll talk soon. See you.